It's no secret that in an earlier life, Trevor spent a fair bit of time looking up the back end of a Bulldog. And while his memories are like yesterday, the time frame is in fact 33 years ago. Today, as he climbed into Rhys Jones' new Mack Superliner, the only recognisable feature is the back end of that same Bulldog, still sitting there on the bonnet. There are certainly no regrets that the memories of the old R model are lost in time, as the new offerings from Mack are certainly up there with the best of them. And here in beautiful central Otago, the prospect of getting behind the wheel with 50 tonne all up and 600 horsepower on tap is certainly an exciting one. Trevor gets his chance behind the wheel as he pulls out of Fulton Hogan's Parkburn quarry in Cromwell, bound for Queenstown with a load of P metal for a new fuel stock development. It's not going to be a testing climb like this morning's earlier job over the Crown Range Road, but it certainly throws up the prospect of narrow roads inhabited by inexperienced tourist drivers needing that bit of extra care and attention. Climbing out of the cab raises Trevor's biggest gripe of the day: no forward handhold while mounting the steps on the driver's side. This, coupled with a forward set bottom step that almost sits under the door, thanks to its location between the two steer axles and a restricted door opening, leaves a bit to be desired. In today's world of health and safety rules and regulations, 3 points of contact are required at all times when climbing off the ground, and certainly the climb into the Superliner cab constitutes this. But a well-placed handle on the front of the door opening that sits back against the closed door would work fine, and we're sure Mack will be looking into this as well to avoid ongoing issues. Once in the cab, it's the familiar Mack feel with a great Isri Big Boy air seat, with a Mack logo embossed on its cloth trim, complemented on the passenger side with a second Isri premium seat. Both offer a full range of forward and back adjustments, as well as full side and upper and lower lumbar adjustments. In front is a well laid out wraparound dash, putting all controls within easy reach of the driver. Trev's only criticism is the placement of the AMT selection panel over to the far left of the dash. If you need to use the manual gear selection or are involved in tight backing manoeuvres, you need to move your sight line well away from straight ahead. To put this in a context, however, the need for manual gear selection with this transmission is very rare. In fact, Trevor hasn't needed to use it in any of the previous tests we've done recently on new Macks. It is interesting to note that a recent news article on the launch of the new Mack Anthem in the USA says that following operator feedback, the shift pad has been moved closer to the fingertips. Driving position is easy to adjust with excellent legroom out front due to there being no clutch pedal, generous seat movement and tilt and telescopic adjustment on the steering column. It's an easy run alongside Lake Dunstan as we leave the quarry, and the truck quickly runs up through the gears with the weight not even noticeable. The power delivery stretches from 1000 RPM through to 1700 RPM, which is all you need to keep this engine ticking over nicely. The M-Drive produces nice clean shifts at low revs and quickly moves up to 12th gear at 90 km an hour road speed. Mack's M-Drive HD automated manual transmission is made for heavy-duty work with hardened gears and reinforced synchros, and has specially designed shift software for city traffic or off-road for frequent shifting. And it also has multi-speed reverse gears. The steering is good and positive and the ride is great. However, the roads in this first part of the run are some of the best in New Zealand, so we don't really get to experience too many bumps. We're soon into the Kowara Gorge, where things suddenly change as the road narrows up and the twists and turns start, as well as a few more bumps. Suddenly we become aware of that big bonnet out there and a lack of vision of the front left-hand corner. From the driver's seat, it's not just the bonnet, but also the top of the centre section of the dash that adds to the obstructed view. However, it doesn't take long to get a good feel for the truck's position on the road, and Rhys tells us that he uses the Bulldog as a guide to his distance from the roadside. While the heated and power-adjustable traditional West Coaster mirrors work fine and give a good view down the side, the small, low-mounted convex spotter mirror is partially hidden by the top of the passenger door on the left-hand side. Compared with the mirror offerings on the parent company Volvo models, the Mack mirrors are a bit agricultural. Once into the gorge, it's a steady winding road with a few climbs and descents, but nothing that puts the engine-transmission combination under any pressure. It's easy to drive, letting the transmission keep the revs well within the economical fuel use range. There are a couple of reasonable uphill pulls, the most significant being the climb up from the Roaring Meg Bridge, and as you get near the top of this, there's a slow vehicle lane to let following traffic pass. We slip into this and have to come to a complete stop to allow the following queue to pass. Even from a complete stop, on a slight uphill, the truck quickly picks up gears and easily gets back up to its road speed. The Mack M-Drive holds the truck still for 3 seconds to eliminate rollback, and power launches use the full torque of the engine for hill starts or to move it from boggy conditions, the transmission all integrating with the engine, axles and suspension. With all the speed-restricted corners through the gorge, Trevor's able to control the truck's speed easily with the power leash engine brake and very few applications of the surface brakes. The power leash can deliver 570 horsepower of braking power and is certainly noticeable when using it to steady the truck's speed for the corners. Apart from a bit of roadworks as we clear the Kawara Gorge and get into the vineyard country, it's a clear run into Queenstown and a drop-off point just off the main road at one of the numerous roundabouts leading into Frankton. It's been a great drive and the Superliner makes life easy. There's certainly no regrets in getting back behind the Bulldog for Trev, and it's great to see the brand still delivering such great products into the New Zealand market.